Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast series of Accessible AI Hub, episode 2. Today we have Srivats. He's going to do his master's in New York University. Welcome, Srivats.
Hi, Kalyan. Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Thank you for coming to our podcast today. And can you give a short intro about yourself? We'll start from that.
Uh, Yeah, done. Hi, guys. So I am Srivats, and I currently just completed my undergraduation at Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai. I pursued a bachelor's in computer science, and I'm now going to be pursuing my master's at NYU, New York University. This is a master's in data science at the Center of Data Science, and it's a two-year program. Besides being a student at VIT, I've been an active researcher primarily amongst other roles. I mostly work in research areas of machine learning and visualization, especially where the two of them are intersected. My focus is on building systems, but also explaining the predictions made by these systems. And over time, we analyze behavior and we help non technical users trust the different outcomes of AI. So my primary research question works with the aim of, can we visualize what a model is seeing? And if a particular model is able to visualize a certain decision, how can you improve, or how can that particular insight improve the model decision? So that's about me, and I'm very happy to be here. Thanks to Kalyan. This is my first podcast. Nervous, but also very excited.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And before going into NYU and other part of the master's program, you have mentioned that you're more into research, right?
Yeah.
So, will research play a vital role in masters, pursuing a master's in abroad?
So I definitely believe that. I think it's research is one of the most important components in any profile, especially at an undergraduate level where you're just beginning. Um, I can talk about the domain that I'm working on, right? So in data science, I don't think the hardest part is math. It's making data actionable and more comprehensible to users all around the world. So having projects and building a resume from scratch is very important. A research paper just adds another layer of your understanding and how much how much you were able to translate a particular work of yours into something more formal. Um, I do feel it's very important, and it does give you an edge over a lot of other students, especially if you can take it seriously, because it demonstrates a lot of expertise. And basically you're doing this not just for academic credibility, but you're also trying to contribute to a certain field where you want to pursue a higher studies in, right? So probably, 10 years down the line, it can lead to a funding, or you may get noticed through papers. And another reason why I take my work very seriously is because the conferences and the journals that I've been exposed to have given me a lot of friends in this field, right? So I've met reviewers, I've met professors, different peer groups, and I get to understand different perspectives from each of them. So that has helped me build clarity, especially in the field that I want to do a master's in. And it has also given me more opportunity to actually understand what others are doing. So I feel research is extremely important. If you ask me from just an admission standpoint of view, yes, it is very important.
Got it.
Yeah.
Research is more important, but I have seen your LinkedIn profile. While going through that, you have been publishing many patents as well, right? So I believe that patent is the basic step of any research what we are doing. So just like an idea
True.
generation part. So will
True.
patents be an add-on for your masters?
100%. So, why I work, so I'll tell you how I started with patents. Initially, I was building on ideas, and I really believe that to one certain level, you need to build infrastructure on a large scale. Once you work on research, you realize that ultimately what gives you value is when you provide something to people, right? So, when you at least from a personal point of view, I have good critical thinking skills. So I thought I'd put that into use and uh, probably make something formal out of it. A patent protects your work. No one else can legally build or like sell your idea. And a lot of companies these days, at least for the job interviews that I've seen in, they value innovation over just rote learning or theory or anything like that. You need to know how to solve problems. And most of the patents that I work in are based on real world use cases. It solves very basic problems, but the ideas are very advanced. So it shows initiative, it shows creativity when you're building a profile. It also takes you forward in other ways, like maybe, this probably can be the next big thing. Who knew LLMs would be the next big thing? Say 5 years ago, if I asked you what an LLM is, you probably wouldn't know, right? So you always invent a novel solution in order to mitigate challenges that you come across in your everyday life. I think patents are an excellent way of showing that across.
Got it, got it, got it. That's good to hear that. I have another one question
Yeah,
related to a resume you have used for masters.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
when you go for placements, that kind of resume is different. That projects you put
True,
and the
true, true.
internships you put. So, what kind of resume you use as a format to enter into NYU?
Okay, not just NYU, but many other universities. And I used one standard resume template, which I think most people use, but it also matters as to what kind of content you put in the resume. I listed it in order of priority of my work. So I believe that my patents provide me maximum value over anything else. So they were at the top of my section below my education and all of that. After that, I had the list of the papers that I've contributed to and the GitHub links for all of them. So if you're an admission committee can actually look at what you're doing and analyze your profile as well. I also attached links of my LinkedIn and other platforms like a professional web page of mine, so that they get more idea and detail into what kind of work I've done. So it was a standard format, but mine was a two-page resume. Um, Probably wouldn't recommend that now because as far as what I hear, you have parser tools which are customized for each company and each institution. So an AI evaluates your resume, so it has to follow a certain template. It has to have those buzzwords and keywords which are dedicated to that certain role or job. I think that becomes more important as we grow up. But as an undergraduate student, I wanted to express all the work that I've done very clearly to the reviewers of each institution. So this is the resume template that, yeah, I follow.
Okay, got it. That's good to hear. Your research papers, your patents, and book chapters. I forgot to mention how book chapters are valued because there are conference papers. I saw that Springer has a book which is having all the conferences as well. But what is a book chapter and how it contributes to you?
Okay. To explain this, I'll just say that a book chapter is essentially your work that contributes to a very specific domain of a certain book. Most book chapters come up with very nuanced topics which require advanced knowledge, or it requires you to review what has been done or the work that has been published in that domain. So I think I see most book chapters as review papers. I see a lot of content that comes up where in one particular field, say I recently with you worked on paper effluent treatment. I had no clue that ML could be used for this, and it was my first time to even realize that this is of value to a certain industry and it produces a certain amount of profit and revenue every year. So, to understand the nuances of each domain, I think book chapters play a very important role because they cover the state of the art methodologies which are used. They give more insight on why a particular problem has to be tackled deeply. And I think if you remember, if you look at that book, it's literally around 10 to 15 topics based on the same domain. And it's very interdisciplinary. So it revolves chemical engineering, it revolves ML, it revolves a little bit of understanding how manufacturing works in that industry. So, book chapters help you develop knowledge beyond the scope of your domain. So, in that way, you're not just updated about, say, your branch, but you also know a little bit about what is happening in every other branch. and you're also applying the techniques of what you do in a certain domain. So I think that's a good start for book chapters.
Got it, got it. That's great to hear. Then that's a one simple question. Why NYU specifically?
Okay, I'll be very honest. I was blessed with good opportunities and good universities. Did not have a dearth to choose from any of them, but I primarily focused on the reputation of the program. Uh, I believe that yes, the Ivies do give you an impact in terms of rankings and all of that, but at a certain point in time, I asked myself, why am I going to the US? I think number one, I prioritize good quality education over anything else. Although all these universities offer that, NYU's data science program was founded in 2013, and I believe it was one of the first MS programs in data science. So a lot of other universities are now inspired by this program, and then they started their own data science masters. So basically, NYU was the foundational genius of this particular program. It was established and founded by Professor Jan LeCun, who is the director of CDS as well, which is the Center of Data Science. I believe that I'm going to get a lot of sufficient knowledge about each of these subjects in great depth. So, just for relevance and the rigor of the program, combined with what are the outcomes of the program. So, with respect to NYU, it's very flexible. Today, I can say I want to do a PhD. Tomorrow, I can say, no, I'd like to get some internship or work experience. Most universities don't offer that flexibility because it's either a core professional program or it's extremely thesis oriented. And as an undergraduate student who has done so much of work in a broad spectrum, I feel really confused at this stage about what I want to do. So NYU has great faculty. I don't have to say talk about that. Like it's very well known. Not just the reputation of the program, but also the value that the offers after 2 years. And just to mention one more reason, I think the student faculty ratio is exceptional. I wanted to be in a cohort which was limited, and I interacted with a lot of my college mates. I think all of them come from extremely, well-oriented domains, say 2, 3 years of work experience. Some of them come with a lot of achievements in their undergraduate. So it feels nice to be a part of a small and limited cohort and still find these opportunities where you get special attention, you are focused, you are determined, and obviously New York was also one of my reasons for choosing the university. So these factors combined together, I definitely felt that this was the right fit for me.
Got it. The next question is, what is the
Yeah,
process? Because it's
yeah,
somewhat, I feel that it's a very lengthy process to enter or to do a semester or the degree abroad, right? So just I want to know
yeah.
how that works. Yeah. If you
Okay,
want to
sure.
apply, what are the season, I mean, sessions are there, like fall and spring kind of thing? Is that so? What is the difference and how we have to apply for that?
Okay. So primarily students apply in the fall semester. So you need to first go check if your particular university offers that course in spring. Most of them don't. So the spring intake is very limited. Most students tend to apply for fall because that's when you finish your graduation and ideally you're not taking any break. You're at the right path. With respect to applications, I feel first you need to research about which program you want to do. It's a little funny coming from me because I also applied to computer science and data science. But my reasoning behind that was that most computer science courses also offer a specialization in data science. So it's not like only if you do an MS in data science, you'll be proficient in that skill. You can always take a general degree and focus on one particular domain in order to be extremely skilled at it, right? At the end of the day, you should think about what you're good at and how you can contribute 2 years later down the line. So I was very clear that in this field, I'm more interested in an ML oriented career, very technical, very in depth. I didn't want to go way beyond the box. Like I have experimented blockchain along with you and your team. I've experimented various different subject domains, networks, cloud, etc. I really felt a comfort zone and a push in ML, and I wanted to, take that challenge further. to get more depth, more detail, and understanding. So first, you decide on which domain you want to pursue. There are a lot of degrees these days, and all of them offer a good sense of value and uh, at least great quality education, right? If you're going abroad. Um, Second, I'd say keep your application materials ready. So, in order to do that, you should first have a resume or a CV. You should have a statement of purpose, which reflects you as an individual and it is beyond your academic achievements. Because you already speak about all of that in your transcript, it's shown in your resume, it's shown in various different ways. But how does the admission committee understand you as a person? It's through your CV. My bad, sorry. It's through your SOP, right? So your statement of purpose shows a person how you are as an individual just beyond academics. So an SOP is very important. I cannot emphasize on letters of recommendation with the faculties that you've worked with. So I was very blessed to find faculty who were ready to support me, irrespective of how many other universities I was applying to. And they were very supportive. Credit to all the three of them. And your LORs are basically written by your professors. So it reflects the work that you have done with them, and it also shows the relationship that you have with them. So if I work with a faculty for 4 years or 3.5 years, they are putting that on one piece of paper, right? That shows your admissions committee that the student has maintained a certain relationship, which is academic in nature, with that particular professor, and he is dedicated and he will strive long term, right? And he will make good use of the opportunities given. Ultimately, collaborations lead to more meaningful work, I feel, rather than doing it individually. So with all the teams that I work, I definitely felt that my faculty have guided me a lot. So yes, your resume, your CV, your statement of purpose, your letters of recommendation. If you require scholarships or if you're looking for scholarships, I think you should also give like a diversity statement where you highlight if you faced any challenges, you can talk about. So some of them even ask you for essays, right? They give you a question and you have to answer them in say 200 words. It's a short prompt and you have to answer it in your own words, right? So that also reflects your thought process and what kind of background and setting that you come from. You can express everything, with the help of an essay or an SOP, right? So these are like the basic materials to start off with. A good CGPA is very important and still very relevant. And yeah, you start applying around September, October. Um, I also forgot to add, you also need a good GRE score. It's optional these days. I was very selective about where I submitted them, but a lot of students still take it up. They find it to be, if you think that your profile is um, mediocre and you want to, stand out in terms of your own capacity, take the GRE, get a good score in terms of quantitative and verbal, and that showcases quantitative aptitude, etc. Your IELTS is an English test. So I took IELTS. You can take IELTS or TOEFL. You can even take Duolingo, which I ended up taking last month. These are tests which show your English proficiency, your ability to speak well fluently in another country, because the course instruction is completely in English. And a good score in IELTS is also necessary for getting assistantships abroad. So I didn't put too much effort into that because I think we are all used to speaking in the same language, and that really helped me. Since over the years I've built that vocabulary, I didn't have to really work too much over it, but I really feel it's important. So these two. Besides that, yeah, I would say always be prepared before time. Never delay things to the end. If you apply early, you might receive a few benefits which most people don't or most people can't. You're applying, say, even if you're applying 1 month earlier, most applications open in around September or October, right? But we all tend to apply only in December, around January. I'm talking about fall. So if you apply a little early, it gives you an edge over other competition and other applicants because you'll be eligible for possible scholarships. Maybe if they like your profile instantly, you might even receive an admit because most of these colleges release their results in phases. So phase one might be before December. So if you get an admit before that, your mental health is sorted. So I feel these things are very important to be followed while applying for a master's.
Got it. That's a very lengthy overview about how to apply for masters and what are the proceedings we have to do after applying for that. And one last question: why you rejected placements in B.Tech and joined NYU? Apart from your research interest and all these
Yeah.
things, why you
Yeah.
rejected the placements and went for a master?
Um, okay. So I think this is a very people can give their individual opinions for this question, but I'll talk about myself. Um, with the current job market, I believe that you need at least 3 years of work experience to be able to successfully do a master's, right? I look at 0 to 3 years as one category and 3+ years as another category. Uh, I don't think getting 1 year of experience will make you different from somebody who's starting immediately after the bachelor's. So, considering these factors into account, and also the fact that I was very research oriented, so I don't know, but I would like to extend this to a PhD if the opportunity exists and arrives at the right time. So, considering these, factors into account, I really felt that doing it as soon is only going to benefit me. I also thought global exposure in terms of going to a good university will really open other doors for you, which you're not even aware about in India, right? I always tell this to my friends. The US is always 4, 5 years ahead of any other country in tech, right? So if you're going to a country where you see, people around you every day working in tech, you're inspired, you're motivated to do something in life. That that could be the case in India very soon, because I also see a lot of startups being doing excellent work in this country, and many of the people who rise and shine, a good part of them constitutes to Indians even abroad. So irrespective of the decision that people make, they should consider their personal goals into account. So, looking at that, I thought doing a master's degree, especially in a very concentrated subject like data science, would really benefit my career. So, I hope that was a satisfying response.
Yes, it's actually right.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, it's like a very brief explanation about
yeah,
why not placements and masters, and that's the end of our podcast today. And thank you, Srivats, for answering all the questions patiently from research papers, book chapters, patents, and jumping into your master's journey. And you're gonna start the masters with NYU as well. And congratulations for your future endeavors with NYU, and if possible a PhD. So that, yeah. And thank you
thank you
guys
very
for
much.
listening.
Yes,
Yes, thank you, and thank you guys for listening. And we will meet at the next Friday with a new senior. Yeah, thank you.
thank you. Bye.